Alright, hey everyone, it's me BaRKy, and I'm not here with another mod showcase. I'm actually here with an idea video and more of an explanation video, that kind of thing, whatever. You know what I mean. And that is again about power. As you know, I'm a big fan about the power and the temperature systems in this game. They are awesome. And a lot of questions that I see on the Rimworld subreddit revolve around the ship reactor and how worth it is compared to other power generators, I guess, whatever. So what I've gone ahead and set up is just a kind of visual representation of what each one can power. And the wind one is obviously quite unreliable, but that's about what it can do. Maybe more than that, but I'm taking into account that it's not always at max. So it could probably go about there. Say that's about 2,600 at max, but it'll very rarely get there. So just don't focus on that. That's not the big deal. But it is the power, the ship reactor. If you take a look at the fuel generator, you can actually see that it reaches the same as a ship reactor. But the difference in pricing is absolutely astronomically different. So for a ship reactor, the biggest issue with the ship reactor is how expensive it is and how much worth that adds to your colony. So 300 steel, 500 plasteel, 150 uranium, and 25 components. Absolutely insane. Well, a fuel generator takes 100 steel and 2 components, and it is exactly the same output. So why on earth would you ever build a ship reactor to power a colony if you can just build one of these? Well, that's a question that gets asked a lot. Obviously, a ship reactor is for an end game event of getting off the planet, so you don't actually need to do this. But late game, are ship reactors actually worth it? And that's a question that I want to look at today. Because I've been telling people that they are. And people are like, well, that must be insane. You must be crazy. They're so expensive, why don't you just use this? Well, there's a lot of times when you cannot just simply have fuel generators, or solar generators, or wind turbines, or steam geysers and geothermal generators. So the idea that I had was more that the entire map is mountainous, something like that. Like, it's mostly like mountain and shit, you know what I mean? And in those kind of worlds, you don't have geothermal generators everywhere. In fact, you might have just 1 or 2 steam geysers, and that's it at most. And at the same time, it might be very cold, so you can only have 1 fuel generator, because that's all the wood you can muster up. Because obviously, you can't grow trees very easily. And that's when it comes down to this. Like, obviously, solar generators are great, but I'm the kind of person who would not want to use batteries. I don't like using batteries if I can help it. Okay, maybe this will reach max. No, okay. Close, very close. But yeah, I'm not the kind of person who uses batteries just because of the short circuit event. If I do need to use batteries, if my colony is big enough, then they'll be very segmented, very segmented. At most, there'll probably be 1 or 2 on at the worst times, and at other times it might be about 20 or 30 on, but they'll be divided up into little segments, which I think is good. If a short circuit event hits, it won't kill everyone in it. Looks like a little hot, actually. Anyways, yeah, so that's the current predicament. But as I said, that to a lot of people, that the biggest raids in the game, raids are based on a point system, and the points are decided on how much wealth you have in the colony, and that's the biggest thing. So having ship generators, shipwrecks, like ship reactors, adds a massive amount of wealth to your colony. Massive amounts. Like 500 plasteel is a huge amount, 150 uranium is a huge amount, 25 components is a huge amount. You need to be very late game. Very late game to do that. So this is 13,000. What is this connected to? Oh, right. Okay, never mind. Sorry, how much is this in total? 14. Okay, 14,000. All right. So that's the issue. That's the biggest issue, is that it adds so much wealth to your colony that raids will be huge. Now, a lot of people are like, well, what point in the game do you not need to worry about that kind of stuff? And that's exactly when I'm saying that you should be building ship reactors. And this is why you should build ship reactors in the late game, especially if you're in a mountainous colony where it's, say, below negative 10 degrees Celsius in the winter. I'd say about there is a good point. So mountainous colonies, very cold. That's when ship reactors really shine, because this is so late game that you have a very good kill box, and kill boxes are very easy if you're on mountainous colonies, because usually you have natural terrain that blocks progression. Now, when should you do this? Well, about at the point where raids don't affect you anymore. And what do I mean by that? I mean that an 8,200 point raid, which is the most, this is wrong. 3,000 is wrong. Execute incident. if I go raid, I can get 8,200. So 8,200 points is the maximum raid. Actually, let's just take a look at how big that is. So let's go, let's say pirates, immediate attack. Take a look. This is how big a raid of 8,200 points are. Now, if you get a tribalman, this could be 8 or 9 times as many people. So just keep that in mind. Because this might not look like much, but these guys are heavily armed. So look, they've got grenade launchers, they've all got machine guns. I don't think any of them have pistols or knives. Molotovs, this guy's carrying, he's literally doing drugs right there. Yeah, you can see. So look, oh my goodness, look how many people are here. Okay, let's actually... Nope. I need to split these guys up somehow. Actually, wait. Maybe I can down them. Kill them. Okay, kill. Let's just go kill. So you can see just by how many guns there are, that's how many people are in this little thing. 15 in that. Just in that alone. So there's about 40 people there. 40 people in total. Yeah, I just killed someone's brother or something. Okay. It's about 40 people really well armed in total that came in that raid. And that's about a raid with 8,200 points. If they're tribalmen, there will be more. But generally that's not the case though. Generally you get raided by pirates or mechanoids late game. Tribalmen are not such a big issue because they usually have like peelers and sticks and stuff. So if you can survive a raid like that with minimal interference, as in you don't have to do much, like your kill box is good enough that you don't have to worry about it, then there is no harm with spamming ship generators. And I'm talking about late game, to the point where you can afford to spam ship generators, because ship reactors, sorry, I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Because you definitely cannot do that very easily early game. In fact, I would wager that it's almost impossible to get a good ship reactor to base your electricity off of ship reactors. I don't think that would actually be a really cool playthrough. The only way you can use electricity is if you have a ship reactor. Everything else must be either fueled stoves, non-electric things. Shit, man, that would be hectic. But yeah, so that's my take on it. If you agree or disagree, tell me in the comments, because I think these are great and they're completely underused. They are pretty big though. But yeah, anyways, hope you all have an amazing day. If you liked the video, please give me a like and subscribe and whatever. Come hang out. Also, I've started to put my Discord in the description. If you guys have Discord, you can come and talk to me. Tell me what you think and stuff like that. I love all of you. Thank you to everyone who has been chilling and talking on the recent videos. I really appreciate it. Anyways, bye-bye everyone.